Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is me, Heather B. Denture Diva. Hope you guys are doing well. I wanted to make this video because so many people keep emailing me how to tell your spouse or your family members or whoever that you're getting dentures. And how to go about it if they're not nice about it. We'll just say that. Before I get started, guys, don't forget to hit subscribe. That is down below. And that little bell button that's next to it, click it. Press all so you get all the notifications and not just highlights and what they think you should watch. I do have a second channel, Inside the Mind of a Diva. I talk about how to know if you have an autoimmune disease, how to cope with them, my everyday life, whether it's skincare that I've tried almost everything for, figure out of combination skin, dry skin, oily skin, I go all above. I recently did a makeup video on just messing with a new palette that I got. So it's a lot. If you want to know more in depth besides the denture game, go over to Inside the Mind of a Diva, guys, and subscribe, because there you get the cool giveaways. You get all the skincare, makeup for men and women, everything. So go over there. Oh, I'm hiding in my bathroom again. It's the only place I can get full privacy. Sometimes, as a mom, you know that's not always true. Even when my kids are older. Thank you. So many people listen, Heather, I take your spouse, for example. I don't know how to tell my spouse that I need dentures. I always tell people, if you're with somebody, no matter who you're with, you should always be upfront with them and honest, because in a relationship, you should be open communication. You should be honest. You should be there for each other and have each other's backs. And if you have a relationship where your spouse is judging you, not supportive, rude, and disrespectful, that's a form of abuse. And you don't need to tolerate that in any way. But, see, when I got my dentures, I was single. I didn't really have anybody to tell. Plus, I told the whole world I had dentures. Because I wanted, you guys, when I was trying to, I didn't do YouTube right away because I was contemplating it. Do I want the BS that comes with it? Whether it's other YouTubers being nasty and not just coming together as community. Whether it's people that, watch my videos and there's some sketchy people out there, guys. Whether, we'll just say all types of people. We won't go into details. Not everybody's nice. So you got to really have some thick skin to be on here. And also realize that if you just heard a weird noise, that's Thomas. And I did send him a text message, so you come home, don't be loud. Glad they didn't follow that rule. Crap, what was I going to say? Damn it, why do they do that? Do you have kids that stress you out? Because I do. Don't be in a relationship if they're not going to support you. Like I said, I was single. And the person who I ended up marrying and being with and dating, he already knew prior. He already knew all of that. But I was still self-conscious, and that's normal. So, you can have a supportive spouse like I do. But to me, I was so self-conscious, and I still am. I still am. I don't like to be without my dentures around him. Certain instances I am, take him out at nighttime, blah, blah, blah. But maybe it's a girl thing. I don't really know. So men, shout out. Comment down below if you feel the way I do. I don't feel like me unless I have them in. I don't know. It's like I'm empty without. It's hard to explain. So in some cases, I've seen it's been more family. Been on YouTube for almost 2 years now. So I've seen more family that are mean and degrading and rude and nasty to their daughter or son or whatever it is. And if spouses are trying to get information to help the person they know they're going through it, please don't compare them to your parents without teeth. That can destroy somebody's confidence. That's happened to a few people that I spoke to. They were like, oh, my wife, said, oh, you look like my dad without teeth in. Who does that? Don't do that. I always tell people, treat people the way you would want to be treated. You don't be disrespectful like that. You know, would you want somebody to say, oh, you look like my grandmother without teeth in? Or you remind me of my mother? Like, really? No. So please understand and respect your spouse. You know, I tell people all the time, it's not easy to tell people because, you know, you're insecure, you're afraid, especially in the beginning. You're nervous. Things do get better as time goes on. And I always tell people, they're like, I don't want to wear my denture, but I don't like not having teeth in. Why don't you want to wear your denture? If it's uncomfortable, denture fit. This shit's mad comfortable. I'm still in my immediate bottoms. I don't need adhesive. And it's so comfortable. You don't feel your denture in. I think if there was no denture fit in the world, I probably would have had a different denture journey. But it's so comfortable. And by the way, guys, I'm not sponsored by anybody. I don't get paid for what I do. I just help people. Would be cool if I got sponsored one day. But who knows? But if people are watching this that are trying to understand somebody they love going through this, please respect them. Please show that you love and care and you understand. Be caring to what you say, because that will sit with them forever. I've seen marriages destroyed from dentures. Like, because some woman didn't like that their husband got dentures, or vice versa. I've seen it happen both ways. That they looked at him differently, no longer found them attractive, and left them. If somebody genuinely loved you, genuinely cared about you, they wouldn't care if you have dentures or not. They wouldn't. I'm a complete stranger to you guys. And I opened myself up to you guys. Was it hard? More than you'll ever know. I still sometimes have insecurities being on YouTube. Especially when I'm constantly being judged, ridiculed, and death threats. But what you need to understand is that if they're your real family, they would be there to help you, knowing that you're scared and afraid. And even if you have nobody, please know that you have me. My email is available. You could private message me on Instagram and Facebook. And if you're part of my Denture Support group, you can message me on my private, the one that's linked to my group. You can get a hold of me anywhere, and I make myself free and available more than anybody does. I do that because I wasn't in it for the money. I wasn't in it to be famous on YouTube for dentures. No, I was in it to be caring, to turn my channel into a support group. That's why I became so open, available, and I always I answer everybody. Is because, first of all, you don't make crap on YouTube unless you're sponsored. So I don't like when people are like, oh, well, you do it for the money. If you knew the money I got, you'd be like, yeah, you don't. No, I don't. I never did. I never did. Because you only make money if you're sponsored, and I ain't sponsored. So, and plus, if you are sponsored, you have to tell YouTube and on the videos that you're sponsored until your sponsorship runs out. Because then you can get kicked off of YouTube. So, it's YouTube's standard rules that when you're sponsored, you have to state it. I always tell people, say you went to the dentist, you just got told you need dentures. Sit down with the people that matter most to you. And just say, hey, listen, you know, whether if you made bad choices and you ended up needing dentures, or however the reason you needed dentures, it is what it is. You just need to get them. And not getting them can actually be quite dangerous to you. So, what you need to do is just be real. Be honest. It's like pulling off the Band-Aid. Because would you be supportive to your spouse or to your loved ones if they needed them? Would you judge them? Always treat people the way you would want to be treated. I hate when people expect to be treated like platinum, but they treat people like they're sterling silver. You should get what you give them. So however you want to be treated, like this time, treat everybody great. But I don't always get treated great. Most of the time I don't. And it's always the people that care so much get treated the worst. because they think people are doormats. And yeah, no, I just drop people real quick. But if you're in a relationship, don't be afraid to ever tell your spouse what you're going through, because they should be your rock, or he should be your rock. They should be caring and understanding and be sensitive to what you're going through. Your spouse should really be your best friend. That's what a marriage or a long-term relationship is about. I mean, if you're just dating somebody, like say you went on one date, do they really need to know? If you've been dating for a few months, yeah, I would definitely tell them. Because eventually it's going to be known anyway. And they're going to feel like that you hid something from them. And that's the tricky part. Because if you hide something from somebody you're with, they're going to think that you don't trust them. Or that they wouldn't be good to you. And they're going to be like, is this really worth it if you don't think that way of me? And it can backfire on you like you have no idea. So, always be honest. Because you're not only being honest to yourself. You know, when you hear it out loud that you're getting dentures and you hear it out of your mouth, you accept it quicker. You do. Maybe not at that moment, but you will accept it. Like I told you guys, I did a video recently again, 5 stages of grieving with dentures, because it's true. No matter how we went through that stage, what time frame, we all went through it, whether it was quick or not. People could have known for years but didn't get down to it, and they accepted it, then did it. Just depends. But like I said, guys, if you're truly, you know, married or a long-term relationship, if you're doubting how they're going to treat you, or you really genuinely think they're going to make fun of you and be rude to you, sit back and think about that. Why do you feel that they would do that? Is there something that of how they treat you, and that's what you just expect them to do? Or is it your insecurities and you're afraid that might happen? But just know, if somebody truly loves you, family, spouse, doesn't matter. If somebody truly loves you, they would be there for you. And they would understand. They would care. They would, you know, I've seen so many spouses even get a hold of me like, listen, Heather, we don't have dentures, but my spouse does. My husband or wife does. And I need your help to understand. I love when people do that. It's rare, but people do that because it shows how much they truly care about them. And I love that they would go out of the way, go research videos, message me, talk to me about it to try to help them. I love that. That shows that you have a truly caring person you're with. But also, too, don't forget your insecurities. Don't reflect it on the person you're with and make them feel bad, even though they did nothing harmful, disrespectful, or rude to you. Because I've seen people so insecure, and I always tell people, if you don't love yourself, how do you expect somebody else to love you? It'll end up being, like you can end up, say you were in an abusive relationship, you get out of it, you go into the next relationship. That scarring of that past relationship will leak into this one, and then it's like you're blaming that person, thinking everybody's like that, or that person for what that person did. So because if, like, say you're really insecure about it, and you're afraid, or whatever it is, don't reflect that onto them, especially if they're not really like that. You know, you're just taking it out on them. So it definitely goes both ways. So having a conversation is definitely where it starts. And I always tell people, bring them with you if it's possible. Because I know people work and do stuff. So if you can bring them with you to the consultation, get them involved, have them truly understand. Because you can tell somebody to their blue in the face what's going on. But they need to see what you're truly going to go through. They need to see and hear from the dentist and see the stages you go through it to truly have that empathy for somebody. Everybody's different, but always be upfront and honest. And if you have family or friends that are belittling you and treating you badly because of dentures and making fun of you, walk the hell away. Because nobody deserves to be abused. And I've seen and heard so much horrible things that people tell me. Or I've had spouses, like, make fun of them. I'm like, are you kidding me? You're talking to a denture person. You think I'm going to let you get away with that? If somebody respected you or cared about your feelings, they wouldn't do that. And I'm tired of people saying, oh, it's just a joke. No, it's hurtful. Use your common sense and stop hurting people. How about that? If you were in that person's position, do you want them to make fun of you for it? Make you feel like utter shit? They tell you you're hurting my feelings by saying that, and you're still doing it. That is emotional abuse. You don't need to tolerate it. And I know so many people, when you're in a long-term relationship, they don't like to start over. When you go through something like this, tests a relationship. It really does. Many things in life will test a relationship, whether it's good or bad. You know, some people, I've lived it myself, where people are there in my good times, but not in my bad time. So why would I let you celebrate my good times if you ain't going to have my back in the worst times? Then I walk away. I've learned to be rock solid since the amount of abuse I've been through. So don't ever think you ever need to take it from anybody, because your true family wouldn't be abusive to you. And so many people out there don't talk to most of their family. Everybody would like to have the perfect cookie cutter family, but people are who they are, you know? Like my doctors always told me, you might be born into this family by blood, but when you get older, you create your own family. You don't need to keep your blood family, especially if they're toxic. So that's why I always tell people, if you need that somebody to have your back, to be there for you, to be a positive, you know, influence and role model, or you need somebody to talk to. That's why I always give out my information for people to talk to me. And so many people are like, oh, you shouldn't do that. Just make videos and just leave it at that. No, I answer all the comments, even the crappy ones, because yeah, I can be crappy too. Sometimes you want to come at me. And I answer all my emails and private messages, because I made this to make it as a support group, not to gain anything from it. And I'm always here to help people. I talk to people sometimes till 4 in the morning if they're upset. So don't ever think you're alone, because I would never let you be. But just know you guys got to open yourself up. Because if you don't give that person a chance to be there for you, and you don't tell them, and how can they be for you, there for you, and be caring and be what you need if you don't tell them? You got to give them a chance to. So open communication is everything. It might be hard, but it's what's best. Because then if you hide things from people, then they're going to think you don't trust them. Or that you would, you know, they would think the worst. And they'd be like, how long have you known me? And you would think I'd be like that. Trust me, I've heard that before. So, especially when you're with somebody you're in love with. If they were in love with you and thought they were like your rock solid, like forever and ever always type deal, then they would be there to support you in any way possible. Might be, you know, like surreal at first when you hear something, but it doesn't mean they wouldn't have you back. And I'm always here to have anybody's back if you need me. But hopefully this video helps someone, or at least gave you the courage to talk to somebody that you wanted to talk to about it. But I love you guys. Get a hold of me anytime you need to talk to anybody. And keep your damn denture in. I love you guys. Later.